What's poppin', y'all? We back with another episode of the Squid Game Aftermath Podcast. I am your host, DeAndre, aka Player 288, and today I got with me a special guest coming all the way from the cold place of Michigan.
That's
If you
right,
ain't
man.
been there, you ain't missing much. Just
Hey, I knew you were gonna say something like that, man. Hey,
my homie, Mr. Logan Nelson,
that's
aka
right,
Player
bro.
114, was popping.
Hey, man, I've been good. How you doing? Good?
But yeah, we feel chilling over
Yeah.
here. It's getting, a little cold outside, but that's why we.
You're telling me, man. You're telling me.
Hey, that's why you got to get yourself one of these Squid bears and cuddle up with when it gets cold
Ooh.
outside.
Is that you got that at the New York event, right?
hmm
Come on,
So
they got the
yeah,
hookups.
man. So you know,
I do need one of those.
you do, man. You been MIA from all the stuff, man. So we
Dude,
trying
I
to get
really
you back
have.
in the fold.
I really have.
A
School's
little
been
bit.
taking me out of a lot, so
Okay, well that's why I'm glad I got you on here so we can see what's going on through your head. So we gonna get right into it, man. Tell me, why did you decide to apply for Squid Game, the challenge?
yeah. So, I was really bored. It's kind of a boring story, but I was home in California. So I'm originally from California, born and raised. So my dad lives out there, and so I was with my dad, and so I was really just bored, and I saw a news article, and they're like real life Squid Game. I'm hopping right on there. It was like 1 a.m, and I just whipped up a video. I don't even have it. Like I did it on their page, and did it like impulsively, not knowing that I would get anything back, and then I heard like 2 months later somebody called, and the rest is history, man.
Okay. He was
Yeah.
chilling, then he decided to go for a whim. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so
I'm competitive, so I watched the show, big fan, and I was like, real life, like I can do this for sure. Red light, green light, come on now. Thought that was light. That is not the truth. It is not. It is not
on
light
the
work.
on the real show, it looked I ain't gonna say light, but it looked
Yeah.
doable if you paid attention to the rules. I mean, they didn't know the rules going into the game either, so it was kind of
Yeah,
like
that's true. That's true.
uh, all or nothing, literally. But yeah, okay. So after all the stuff, you get accepted onto the show,
Yeah,
and then
man.
it's the night before you leave to head out to London, and you're packing your bags. What's going on through your head?
Oh man. I actually wasn't nervous. I usually get nervous. I'm nervous seeing you, man. I was nervous. I'm nervous before stuff sometimes, but I really wasn't. Like I was kind of locked in, to be honest. And I was ready to go from the get go, and then I started to get nervous at the hotel. Once we got into the Tower Hotel, that's when nerves kind of hit. But packing, I was brainstorming like what we're gonna like encounter, because I know they wanted to put a spin on the show because they don't want to just do the same games. So I was just thinking to myself, like, are they gonna do red light, green light? Which obviously they should have, because that's like their big thing, right? That's how they kind of got popular. And then I was just brainstorming, and then yeah, again, once I got to the hotel, that's when nerves started to kick in. Started to see all the contestants, kind of size them up a little bit. So that was fun.
Yeah, I guess so you got to the hotel, your palms got sweaty, knees weak, arms got heavy.
Bro, Eminem, really, Michigan. I brought Michigan straight to London, man. The whole thing. Yeah, man. I wasn't crazy nervous, to be honest. When they got me up at like 4 a.m. to head out to go film, I was like, man, I'm not ready for this. It was cold out, early. I hadn't adjusted to the time. I got there on like Tuesday, so we left on the Monday. So I was there almost like 5 or 6 days.
Oh wow, dang,
Yes.
you did get there early.
Yes, I don't know why. There were 2 days I didn't do anything. So
Wow, interesting. Yeah, I was only there for 3 days, so that's a
Dang.
lot. I would have probably went a little stir crazy.
dude, I was, and I found out that in England they've got this sport called bowls, and it's kind of crazy. Like they do this crazy run up. They throw this like, it's kind of like bocce ball a little bit. You're trying to get like the closest to the ball. Anyways, I watched hours of that, so I kind of know how to do it. I feel like I could become a pro. If since I didn't win Squid Game, I can maybe get my money from bowls.
Okay.
Get hit.
No, I'm gonna check it out. I want to see you start maybe participating in some bowls events. We'll see, Coach. We'll see.
Come on now.
So when we get on the bus and we're headed to the first game, tell me what's going on through your head.
You know what? Not a lot, because this guy next to me, my guy Terry, he would not stop talking, and not in a bad way, but like obviously we weren't supposed to talk, and we just like we got this breakfast bag or whatever, and I'm just trying to eat my breakfast, and he's just talking about all of his accolades, whatever he's done. He's like some like History Channel Mythbusters spinoff kind of guy. I don't really know. I kind of forgot about him, but like you can kind of see him in the back of Red Light Green Light. So I totally forgot about him. And when I was rewatching the show, I saw him like in the very back. I was like, oh, my dog Terry. But when I was on the bus, we were trying to figure out where we were, because we were at the very front, so like we could see like all the signs and stuff. So we were trying to figure out like where we were going, because obviously we had no idea. And they were just like, get some sleep, because sleep is like currency, in the games and stuff. Yeah. So I tried to sleep. Terry was just talking my ear off. But yeah, I was trying to stay locked in, get food in my stomach, hydrate, really focus up. But
makes sense.
Yeah, man.
Okay. This man had his eye on the prize, and he wasn't letting nobody talk to him to get in his head. So
bro, I was just like, man, I'm like, I got 4.56 million at this, the end of this, so I gotta stay locked in. Yeah,
I was kind of similar. Somebody was trying to talk to me too, and I was just kind of like ignoring, like answering quick, short answers, and kind of like, all right,
that's it.
They got the picture eventually.
And what's up?
Nah, go ahead.
No, I kept trying to give him short answers, and he would just find a way to like reel me back in, find something to talk about. I was like, come on, bro. Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, crazy. I think the guy sitting next to me was Dr. V talking to me. I think. I could be wrong. I don't remember. Oh, really? I think. I could be wrong though. But remembering it could be him, but who knows. But anyways, we pull up, we get to the tents, get ready and whatnot, and we finally walk into the Red Light Green Light arena. So when you first walk in the arena, tell me what's going on through your head.
Bro. So again, I was out of the loop. I guess a lot of people thought it was Red Light Green Light, but in my line, like to head into there, I thought it was the dorms. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought we were going.
They told us it was gonna be Red Light Green Light before we even left. They had a piece of paper on the piece of paper on our door.
See, now, I don't read stuff, man. DeAndre, I swear on my life, bro. I thought we were heading into the dorms. And I didn't really think about dude, I'm an oblivious person. Like, and so when we were putting those packs on, I wasn't really thinking about like the blood packs. I thought we were going to wear them all the time, but like, no, we walk in there and I'm like, bro, my heart started, it went like 3 times as fast. That was like an out of body experience. I walked in there and I just kind of blacked out, and people were trying to get me hype. I was just like, bro, this is not happening right now. Like, I just walked into Squid Game, like the real stuff. And you see the doll back there, the 2 guards standing. I was like, are we about to start? Like, I thought we were ready. Like, we were gonna go right off the bat. I was like, no warning type thing. But yeah, nice. they fooled me with that, because I was ready to go. I really was.
This man was ready to go, but he had to hold his horses for a few hours to,
bring
it back a little bit. Many hours, I'll say. Many hours.
Yeah.
Okay. So he was ready to go. So eventually it's time to go. We do our little practice round, and then it's time for the real thing. Tell me, what's your strategy going into this?
Yeah. So, everybody had that. I thought I was like an inventor. Like I was doing the new thing of like side shuffling. Like everybody did that. So, but it didn't really work out because I was prepping for like red light, green light type situation. So you could stop on a dime.
Mm-hmm.
And so I still did it for some reason, but I started that way, and that did not work out because that was unbelievably tiring considering how long we had to stay in the same place. Like, I changed it up. So I talked myself after, during the first round, I was telling myself in my head, I'm like, I'm not doing this again because my back's starting to like rip apart. My left leg was going crazy. That showed me that I have like a muscle imbalance in my left leg because it was uncontrollably shaking. And people behind me were telling me, like, once we got a few rounds in, that I was still like shaking really, really hard. Part of that was adrenaline, but also being tired. I was so tired during all of that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely it was tough, man. The pressure got turned on and the heat got turned high at cold at the same time.
Yeah.
And they had us in the Hunger Games, as I like to say a little
God.
bit.
Yeah.
So when we start and your strategy ain't working, and then as you can see, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes go by. What are you thinking right now when you feeling like you seeing how long it's taking?
You're talking about like in the first round? Yes. Dude, I started to panic because first of all, I dropped out of school for Squid Game. I took a semester off and I planned to go back. Like, I graduate in a week. But I was like, and I was talking to like my parents, my friends. I'm like, I'm not getting out first game. No way. And then I was like, yo, this is way harder than I thought. And yeah, like 15 minutes go by and my back is aching. Just the way I'm like standing is horrible. Like, my back is over my knees and like my knees are crouched a little bit. And so I was in a hurt of pain, dude. A whole bunch of pain. So I was really just trying to stay as steady as possible. But like, my leg was just like almost vibrating my whole body. So I was like, they're going to just take me out right now. Like, I swear, like, I was done so. But
yeah,
nah, they had some grace, bro. I had someone next to me. That's God, bro. He was there with me.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, I was in the same position, so I understand the pain you was feeling.
Yo, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm not just saying.
Yeah, I wasn't. Yeah, you were facing like a side and you were kind of crouched over a little bit, and then your hands may have been like on your thighs or in your pockets.
Yes.
But your lower back just starts going crazy.
It's like pulling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like shake it like, oh snap, I might break. I was like doing the shawl shaking. I was like, man, I'm about to start twerking. It was
That's
bad.
how you gotta get out by twerking.
I know it was bad. I thought I was gonna be the first one out because I was like, there's no way I can hold this too much longer. So I think the key to that, if you hold that position, just to breathe, like just take deep breaths, because that saved me doing that, and then I never got in that position again for myself.
I'm not like, no lie. I was in straight like fight mode, flight or fight. I'm fighting, bro. And I wasn't thinking about my breathing. I was just trying to think of like almost my spine. I'm like, just don't move on this axis. Just like stay as calm as possible. I wasn't thinking about my breathing. I'm sure I was breathing all over the place. Like deep breaths, short breaths, bro. I was out of breath for sure.
Yeah.
I thought I was going to faint at one point. I was just focusing on too much. Overwhelmed.
Yeah, it was very overwhelming and crazy, and losing ourselves in the music.
Yeah, exactly. And when we had talked to the rules official who had told us, and she's like, yeah, it's just several minutes. I'm like, several minutes, chops. Like, I got that easy. No, not even several minutes, because they had that, all the cameras coming out, the photographers. I'm like, what do you need pictures for? Like, this is a felony.
Yeah, no, I need those pictures. I still ain't seen all the pictures.
I'm in a couple of the pictures they snapped.
Well, they didn't give me none of the pictures, so
that's
I'm
crazy.
Upset.
That's crazy.
So we creeping on forward, little by little, hour by hour, making our way, and then when the finish line is in sight and in your grasp, what is going on through your head?
Yeah. So we got to be able to take some breaks in there. And so I would just turn and talk to somebody next to me because I didn't want to, I wanted to get my mind off my body because I was in so much pain. Back, left leg. It really was just my left leg. I don't know what was up. I need to get like some split squats in. Yeah. But I would just try and talk to somebody, get my mind off the game. And I was really just like, I mean, I'm almost there. Like, there was a point I was talking to Bree. I can't remember her name. I think you had her on here.
Bree Dodson?
Yeah. And she was by me. She's like, you're shaking uncontrollably. I'm toast, bro. I thought I was gone. And but anyways, yeah, we were just chopping it up, and then we crossed the finish line at the same time. We hugged it out because we were just like, I would turn around, talk to her. There were a couple people, but they all got eliminated. Like, everybody around me, it was just like, it felt like a ring. I don't know. It was. I can't believe I didn't get out. Not gonna lie.
Hey, he couldn't believe it, but his body could.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
114 made it through the first game unscathed, a little bit sweaty, but he made it through. And it was a piece of cake, and everything's going according to plan.
That is not true. No.
All right. Well, he could go back and show his face to his family because
that's right. That's right. And you did the laying down technique.
Mm-hmm. We were next to each other because Bree was behind me, and I'm pretty sure you saw me like diving and whatnot.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so
it. Okay.
Yeah.
I blacked out during that whole experience. Like, I remember, I remember the last 2 rounds and the first 2, because I was traumatized. That's ingrained in my head. Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. Now, if you want to do season 2, just go out in the cold, freezing temperatures and practice red light, green light. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, I got Michigan, man. Michigan,
you good, man?
Yeah, man.
Okay. So we make it through the game and then get out of there, and it's eventually time to go into the dorms. So when you first step into the dorms, what's going through your head?
Yeah, man. Again, just like when I stepped into red light, green light, I was like, I'm like stepping into the show. Like, the sets were ridiculous, man. I could not have prepared myself for what I experienced in there. When I first walked in, I checked out the beds. I wanted to see the comfort of the beds. I don't know. I went up, I found a bed. Hey man, I need to see what the mattress was talking about, the pillow.
I mean, were you gonna sleep on the floor if not the bed?
Hey,
you gonna request a new pillow?
That's right, dude. Like a Tempur-Pedic or something. And then we went to the bathrooms, which was a maze at first. Going in that door, going down the stairs, going up more. There were doors left and right. I had no idea what was happening. I was just hearing from people. They're like, go take a right and another left, and then you'll be up and more stairs. I'm like, dang, like a whole marathon to get to the bathroom. And then, and then I was just waiting for more people because it was kind of in waves, all the people that would come in. So that was a blast, man. Just first seeing that whole set was crazy with all the numbers up there with the cash. With the cash prize up on that screen. Yeah. That's mine.
It's his. He was even his wide-eyed and bushy tail going in there. It was his.
Yes.
Okay. So when you get in there and you see all these people, are you thinking about talking to everybody? Are you thinking about making a small group? And then who do you get close with?
Yeah, so in the tents and stuff, the first person that I really got to know was Malak. Have you had him on here?
Try tomorrow. We'll try tomorrow. So
okay, I love it. But yeah, Mully. So I became really good friends with Mully from all the tent situations, getting set up and stuff. And then my girl Sophie, I know you released her episode on today, I think. And then Cecia, you had her on here, right?
Not yet.
No, not yet. Okay.
We're working on.
Sorry, Yeah, I got you. Yeah, hey man, props to you.
A lot of people's been on, so it's okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep track. I'm watching consistently on like who's coming on, but there's a ton of people, and you're doing a good job, man.
Well,
I love that idea. Yeah, man. And you're the right guy to do this. Just know that.
You shouldn't have said that.
I know. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
No, I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what was I talking about? I was getting too carried away with my boy DeAndre.
You're talking about the people.
No, I'm
you're
playing.
talking.
Yeah, the dorm. So Mully, and then we kind of had our little corner up there with our bunk beds, but I was bouncing around a lot. I found some like-minded people because I love sports, and some of the young guys like Preston, Brighton, Malik, Zach. I know you had him on here earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to them, and then I would go talk to I talked to you, obviously. We would kind of pass, like we weren't like, in a group or anything, but like when we would pass, like cross paths in the dorm, we would just like dap each other up, be like, how you doing? Like, how you feeling?
Yeah, no.
Thing.
We ran into each other quite often.
We did. I'm glad we did.
Yeah, definitely. I can tell you it was good vibes, even though, I wasn't a big fan of you hanging out with 432.
Yeah, I know. Listen, man,
You was hanging out a lot. I noticed that.
Okay. Well, listen.
I was like, I don't know if I can trust this guy.
Yeah. No, we talked sports a lot, and I know he bounced around all the time, and you could kind of see where he was and like hear where he was almost all the time, because either like he'd leave a group and they're like, oh man, I hate this guy, like who was that, whatever. And yeah, I get it, but yeah, there were just some like-minded things, and like Gene Woo and Ike and Rex.
Gene,
yeah, Gene.
I messed up his name on the podcast. I messed up his name a million times in the podcast.
I've watched it, man. I don't know why I said that. I know his name's Genu. I don't know why I just said that. Obviously it's spelled like that, but yeah, you got it in my head. That's fine. I'm blaming you, man. But yeah, and then I would just my whole thing was like not trying to stay in a group. I would kind of bounce around a little bit, and I guess you saw me hang out with Brighton a lot, but I tried not to be in like the same place. So
I noticed it a lot.
Okay, all right, man.
Hey, I'm just being honest. I saw y'all kicking
fine.
it a lot.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Which is fine, like you make friends with somebody, that's perfectly fine. I'm not gonna be cool with somebody if they're cool with this person. At that point, there was a lot of people in the game, so it's like I wasn't really. Yeah. I was scoping everything out. So yes, I seen who's hanging with who and whatnot. So I just noticed that because I was like, oh, I like this dude, and he's hanging out with the one that everyone's kind of going at. So yeah, I just I didn't know if you.
I wanted camera time too. I knew he was going in for interviews, so I'm like, hey, how can I hang out with this time? Okay, I didn't get a single interview, so it didn't work. If that was my strategy, it didn't work, bro.
Man. Had to start an altercation with somebody, but okay.
Yeah, that's right.
You got your got your little strategy going on. So yeah, things commence, and then soon we find out 200 is eliminated. What's going on through your head when you see this?
Like 200 people closer to the money, man. I am so locked in, man.
No. Sorry, player 200. Player 200.
Oh, I'm sorry. So player 200, Moti. My guy. I talked to him a lot because he was kind of in that corner with Mully and stuff, and so I talked to him a lot, and he's such a loud personality in such a good way, positive vibes all the time. He was one of the last people I would guess that would have gotten eliminated, and that I think that was such a poor choice. I love how they did the first episode. How they kind of showed their thought process. Kyle and I forgot the girl's name.
Danny,
that's right. Man, you got it all down. I love it.
I reckon I memorize a lot of numbers now because of everything. But yeah. Yeah.
So, I was really upset. I thought it was if I was in their shoes, totally eliminate someone, because why would you want to help somebody to get closer to the money that you're trying to get. So I totally understand an elimination, but it's early. So, you know, they kind of stirred the pot up, you know, real quick. And I don't think 200 was the right guy or gal, but.
So who was the right guy or gal?
Ooh, don't do this. Don't. What's your player number? I forgot.
You said it wasn't. You said it wasn't the right number.
What's your player number? I forgot what.
It's just a number, you know.
I'm playing.
So
man.
who was it then? I mean, people need to know. If he wasn't the right guy, then who was the right person?
Man, that's such a good
now.
question. Oh no. Dude, I don't know. I know this. Okay. I mean, it wouldn't be him. That's what I'm saying.
Then who? Then if not him, then who? If you say you want to eliminate somebody, who is it gonna be then? You clearly say that it shouldn't have been him, so you had to have somebody in mind.
You know, other players are watching this. They don't know who I am, but dog, I don't. You know what? So, somebody I got really close with was TJ. I talked to him quite a bit in the dorms. He is an intimidating person. 6, whatever it is. Yeah, he looks like a build to win Squid Game. And, you know, he got close. Like, I probably would have gone TJ. Because...
Interesting.
Yeah, it was like the first day. And so I was really just like... I was just trying to make friends with a lot of people. And TJ just, you know, is a intimidating guy who definitely would be able to win all the money. So one more person down. That's really, you know, if you're given that opportunity, why not take it?
Well, the good thing none of the games required a basketball and, you know, a vertical jump leap. So
yeah.
Hey, else he would have took it home. But yeah, definitely some people who, if you stood out physically, which ultimately didn't mean anything, but we didn't know that, definitely was, you know, a target on your back or socially. Yeah. But we continue, and soon it is time to walk into the white room for the first time. So when we walk into this white room, when you see these 4 lines, what's going on through your head?
So I, again, didn't know what game we were playing. Bro, don't say that they told us, because they didn't, right?
I know they didn't tell us, but it's like, did you watch the show?
I did, but you never know if they're gonna change it up. Like, hey, people thought the 3rd game was tug of war. Come on now.
I know.
So, okay, I assumed it was Dalgona, but I was like, maybe it could be tug of war somehow, like 4 lines, and they had the yellow door, because in Squid Game, they had the yellow door for the tug of war thing. So that's why I kind of made a connection like that. So I'm like, ooh, maybe it is tug of war. But anyways, I was just waiting because, again, my boy Molly, Alex, Sophie, I was kind of talking with them, and I was like, oh, and Eric Roberts.
Yeah, 215.
Yeah, my guy. I talked it over with them. I was like, well, wherever y'all are, I'm just gonna go because, you know, I kind of want to stay in the game with y'all. So we went to line 4. Fantastic choice. Heard it's an unlucky number in South Korea, but who knows? Yeah. Man, such a regret. And Genu, yeah, I know he told you that he like switched lines. When I heard that, I was like, oh my, like he knows something, man. Like he had like a tap on his shoulder or something. Like this is not it.
Yeah, man, he definitely got keyed into what was going on. So, okay, you
get
line 4, and soon we find out that we are playing Dalgona. They announce this, but then first they bring the 4 players in the room first, and then we see that they have to make a decision what's going on, and then we understand we're playing Dalgona. And so
that was my favorite. Oh, sorry, were you done?
No, go ahead.
Okay, that was my favorite part about the whole experience was in that white room, watching everybody in there, and partially that's because I was like half like in the back towards the back of the line, like I knew I wasn't gonna have to do it, but I was like, it was so cool to see like the live feed, like with the mics and stuff, and like they're walking in, getting their first impressions of the game room and stuff. I was like, that's crazy. And then they're displaying it to all the other players, and that's before they showed the instructions, which I kind of assumed something like that was going to come, like some discussion. So
okay, yeah. So
dude,
they walk into the room, and so when the first group goes in there and they're trying to figure it out, tell me how you feeling when the first group goes in there and the second group and then the third group.
wait, like for the first group?
Yeah, tell me what you feeling when you see the first group get in there and then the second group and then third group.
Okay, yeah,
What's
yeah.
going through your head?
Yeah. So first group, my guy Alex, he locked in on circle. We were freaking out, bro. And that's my Kiwi dude, man, from New Zealand. He was one of the most pure people in that place. Such a unproblematic person. And when he got circle, was staying there, I'm like, let's go, right? And I think Louisa was like trying to say like guy, girl. And I thought that was a decent idea because, what else are you going to say? Like, I'm going to take circle, whatever, and like, I'm ready to go home type thing, whatever. But like, yeah, again, when my guy Alex was there, I was like, we're about to get out of here, get out of Dodge, boom. And my guy Zach said, he was like, I'm not allowing that. No chance. And my boy stood his ground, which mad props to him because that's such a tough spot to be in. And like, he handled it well. He was just like, I'm standing my ground. Like, I'm not gonna take Umbrella like that. And so, yeah, once they got eliminated, I was like, that's nuts. And then I saw the numbers go down. And I was like, hey, 4 more people down. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it always went back to the money, DeAndre. And I know you too. But then you, man, I was like, so it was, yeah, you went in there. You were in our line. That's right, my dog.
Yes, I was.
Yeah, you were. I don't know why I'm just now thinking about that. You were in our line. Dude, I was seriously. I was like, there's no better person to be in our line right now than Dion. Come on now. I knew you were the man. So when y'all walked in there, and I was a little upset because who was it? Hikmat that said the race. I was like, yeah, but they're probably gonna say no because you can't do games or anything. But the race was fantastic. My boy said, hey, screw the set, man. I don't care how much it costs. Boom, man. That was so funny, bro. I didn't notice it at first, and then when they like moved some of the cameras, I like saw the hole in the triangle. I'm like, yo, my dog punched that thing. But dude, that race was kind of sweet though. Did you win?
It looked cool. It looked cool on camera because it's funny they said no games, but then we did that and then they used it in like all the edits. I know. So I'm just like, bruh, you guys are getting on my nerves. I didn't think they were gonna include. I don't know what I thought they were gonna include, but yeah, I don't know, but yeah.
But anyways, yeah. So after the race and you're standing your ground, you switched to star, and I was like, okay, not Umbrella, that's fine. And then Kevin, he was not having it. He did not like the situation, really no discussion kind of thing, just from the race. And he stood his ground, and I was like, I mean, respect, but you sent my boy DeAndre home, so now I'm mad at you. So
he's got op now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey.
No, it's funny you say that because everyone I talk to in Umbrella line, they're like, oh, I'm so glad when I saw you at the front, I knew we weren't getting Umbrella. I was like,
that's what I said. Oh, that probably put so much pressure on you, bro.
I mean, people knew, like, they saw my face going in there, and I was chilling, like, I was lax, and then...
Yeah, you were.
yeah, it wasn't. It was what I. Yeah, I was a little shook when they eliminated them, but I wasn't like I wasn't doing nothing crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, everyone says like, "Oh, I knew 100% we were safe with you up there." I was just like, I appreciate it. It feels good, to not have that trust with the people because I did know a lot of the people in line. Like I knew all the people you named and whatnot. And,
Yeah.
uh, and the problem was, yes, I was last second thinking I'll take umbrella, but me going in there, the big thing that changed everything was everyone chanting my name. So I don't know if you remember that, but when I walked in, everyone was like, DeAndre, DeAndre. I was like, snap, I can't take umbrella now, or else I'm
Wait.
gonna be the
Oh, wait. Like, while you were entering the game room?
right when we were in the white room, we were walking in slowly.
Oh,
Then people
yeah.
were chanting that. So I was just like, I heard it, and that's why I like in the show. I'm like doing like this to the people, and I'm just like, ugh, I can't take it. After that, I could.
Oh,
Because it felt like all
that's
four lines
so
were
funny,
chanting
bro.
my name.
That's
Like, a lot
crazy.
of people. So,
Dog,
yeah,
I would have been like, I can't like fold now.
Yeah,
I
it was
gotta lock in.
at that point it was like, look, I can't. I just got to talk. But yes. So then we out and then so now it's time for the third line to go.
All right. So, a little background. My guy Spencer, I did not talk to Spencer. I maybe met him. One thing that kind of set me off was when we all gathered around the pig, and when it was dropped down and they were filling it with money. Spencer was in the middle, like, and he was like praying, like kind of like bowing to it, and then like was on his back. I was like, come on, man. Like, there's no way they're gonna air that, but whatever. Hey, do you, man? No disrespect, but that just kind of set me off, and I had just heard him interact with people. Very theatrical guy, and not a bad thing. I'm theatrical, so when I got to up there to see who was next in line, I saw it was Spencer, and he was crying, and it wasn't right away, but like I was a little hesitant in looking at who was in the other line, which was Brighton, because I was like, that is like he's a force to be reckoned with a little bit, but I had a plan, and we kind of had devised a plan in the back, where when Brighton goes, all you have to do is put your hands on the shape that Brighton's on. Hopefully, it's a good shape like circle or triangle, and you say, "I'm ready to go home." Like, I'll put my hand right here. I'll let this 2-minute timer go down. I'm ready to go home. I'll send you home, whatever. And you just press him on the shape that he's on. And that's when you see, like, you can see my nose in the right side of the screen talking to him because I'm telling him that. But there's like 8 people surrounding him, which I totally understand. Such an overwhelming situation. So I don't blame him for that. And then at the, like, right before he goes in, it shows Beetle, like, trying to calm him down, which Beetle's the man. Beetle is the man. And he's giving him a pep talk, such a pure pep talk. So nice. And he's telling him, like, he will give in. Like, he's talking about the plan we were talking about, like, how he's, like, all you have to do is just press Brighton. Don't do anything else. And that was the last thing. They sent them all in. And I kind of had high hopes because I gave my 2 cents, and so did Beetle, and a lot of people. And people were comforting him and stuff. But yeah, when they got in there and Brighton just started, like, as soon as the timer started, he's just like, "Are you ready to go home?" type thing. He's like pressing Spencer because he knows he's already on like thin ice a little bit, just emotional. And so I thought that was a good game plan. But anyways, they just walked over to the shapes, and Spencer's out there just left in the dark because who was it? Charlie? Did he take Star? Yeah, Charlie took Star. And then he's just standing there, and he's got his monologue just in the chamber, and he just kind of he tells him to shut up and stuff. And they weren't really talking, but anyways, he went off on his thing, and you know what? It's a memorable thing. I forgot about the sexually thing. Like, I know this sounds sexual. I forgot he said that. Like, it kind of brought back a memory of when I was replaying it in my head a million times after it happened. But like, that is crazy what he said. It is actually wild. That's what he decided to say. I couldn't believe it, bro. Could you hear this? I'm
No.
Where did they send you? Did they just like take you up?
No, they sent us out to this other, like, where we before we were in the little quadrants before we walked into the dorms. We were in that area.
Oh, dang. But anyways, yeah. So, and bro, here's the thing. I don't care. Or like, what I'm not upset about is getting Umbrella. Obviously, that's unfortunate. I had already come to terms with what happened. But it almost seemed like Spencer had this plan. Like I was saying, it was in the chamber, and he had already said, like, I'm doing Umbrella. I'm gonna be the guy, and didn't even try to help our line. Like, even if he attempted for 20 seconds, just like let the plan play out a little bit. No, that is not what happened, DeAndre. That is not what happened. So your boy got stuck with Umbrella, man. Thank you, 299.
He says you're welcome.
Okay, man. Hey.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, that's crazy.
Crazy. Sadly, yes, you get Umbrella, and it's, you gotta face the music, and it's time to eventually, I know the mood is pretty sour the whole time you're waiting. So eventually it's finally time to kind of go into the Dalgona playground. And so when you get in there, tell me what's going on right when you walk in.
Yeah. So again, what surprised me most about reality TV is how much waiting there is. Like, I mean, like a ridiculous amount of time goes by between like key events, which makes sense. There's 200 or there's like 180 people they have to coordinate and stuff and get lunch and feed and whatever. Understandable. So we were the last line to go. So circle, triangle, star went, and each line took did the game 4 times because they split the room up in quadrants. And funny enough, I talked to 2 people made like the majority of the time when Star left was Brad 337. That doesn't sound right.
Yep.
Is
right.
it? Nailed it. And Mai, I talked to Mai, and she was telling me like strategies on how to do the cookie. And again, kind of like red light, green light, I was blacking out a little bit. I was really nervous about doing Umbrella. I wasn't nervous. I was actually, there were so many emotions. I was still upset that we had to do it. And I was upset with waiting, how long it took. And then, yeah, I was just like, bro, I've never done this before. Like in the show, it looks so easy. You're licking it, whatever. I'm like, this is wild. And so she was telling me, like, make lines out, like you make a direct line outside the cookie and then you do it on the major points. I'm like, bro, like there was some geometry going on, and I'm like, I hate geometry, so I'm just gonna kind of slip away from this conversation, Mai. But yeah, she was super helpful, very nice. That obviously did not work at all. Whatever she told me, I think I threw out the window because I sold on the Umbrella. But yeah, going in there again, mix of emotions, upset, kind of sad. And when we were waiting to go in, Beetle, the guy that was kind of giving him the pep talk, was almost, like, he was so furious. He was pacing, talking to himself, how mad he was, like kind of cursing Spencer. I was like, I was trying to calm him down because
wait, when he walked in the room or before he walked in the room?
Before. I mean, we waited in the white room, right? We ate lunch, and then all the lines went, and we were the last ones, and Star went, and then another 2 hours had passed, and we had walked out of the room, and we were waiting in this big hallway. And he's just pacing. There's producers all around. We're not really supposed to talk. They want us to keep quiet because the game's going on in a couple studios over. And so he's just, I mean, like, he is furious because, again, I talked to Brighton and he said, our plan would work. How if you pressed, if you went to his shape and was just like, I'm going to go home. You obviously want to determine your own destiny. And if I'm in Brighton's shoes and someone did that, I'm so going to Umbrella because I don't want to go out to a two-minute timer personally, because I want to be able to actually try it. And I know there was a lot of people that I liked in line 4, but I kind of have to do what I have to do to, I want to win the money. So, props to Zach and Kevin for doing what they needed to do, but I had a different game plan in mind because I really did want that $4.5 million. But yeah, man, I had to calm Beetle down, and we just a ton of waiting. Was kind of getting on my nerves a little bit, but the cookie was more on my mind than anything. So
okay, the cookie was on his mind. Cookie's on his mind. So you get in there, you finally, it's time to get the cookie started. Tell me how you feeling once you start, and then you're like how you get going through the cookie.
So starting with the cookie, or like getting in there. Yeah.
Well, you can include what you want to include.
All right.
If there's anything that you need to say.
The floor is mine, right? That might be a bad idea. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got you, bro. So we, doors open. Spencer's standing there, and I'm not trying to be mean at all. I don't go up and hug him or whatever. A lot of the girls like Camilla and I think Emma went up there and hugged him. Totally understandable. But he had a really difficult decision to make. So, comforted him, and Mully, it's in the show and he walks past him and says idiot, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, like I wasn't gonna go up there and say it to his face or anything. He's not an idiot, but I'm saying I wouldn't do that, but hey, do you, Molly? That was crazy. But anyways, yeah, we walk in there. I'm just checking the set out, the big swing set we had in there. And yeah, so they like have us line up, get in front of the umbrella door. They open the door and it's that guard. He's standing there. We get our tins and I'm sitting there. I'm like, bro, this could be the end for me. So I kind of got into a corner with Alex, Sophie, Cease, and Molly and Eric. We were all in one little corner because I wanted to die with my homies, man. If I did. Some people got out. My guy Eric, right? I'm just saying. I wanted to go out knowing that they were right there because I can't be across the room and I'm like, hey, if they get through, how am I gonna celebrate them, right? But anyways, yeah. So I'm about to start the cookie, and I'm nervous, and so I'm trying to collect saliva. And when you're nervous, you obviously, like, I don't know what happens, your salivary glands just shut off, and you can't produce. Like, my mouth was bone dry. I could not get saliva, and so I was just trying not to talk and stalk, get some stock there in my mouth, and yeah, and I was ready to go. Once I got the tin, like I was like, all right, this is it. But I mean, I was sad. I was like, this could be it.
Okay, so when you get started and whatnot, how you making it through? Are you making any progress? Is it
yeah. So I got the handle out. I'm sad they didn't show like the way my cookie broke because I feel like I did a great job. But I started with the hard part because I really wanted to get that handle out because obviously that's where most people lose, and I wanted to have the cookie to have the most structure. Like the rest of the cookie is attached to the outside of it. So I started with the handle and I got the handle out. So I was like, yo, this could be good news. But there was a really thick part of like my cookie was kind of imbalanced a little bit. And part of the top of my umbrella was really thick. And I was like, I think I had like 6 minutes left. I don't know. My sense of time was awful. Like it almost felt like 6 seconds. So I'm just like working at this like thick part of my cookie, and bro, I'm working on it. Cuts right through the thick part of it, and which I'm upset with myself because I feel like I got the hardest part out of the way, and so I was just like trying to calm myself down, but I felt like I had to like get it done quick. I don't know. I really wasn't thinking about the time. I saw it, but like it just went, my eyes deceived me kind of thing. But yeah, I was just working on the cookie and I broke the big part of it. And I was like, dang, that's it. Like that one crack, I'm out of here. And so I just I put my thing down. I put the needle down. I put the tin down. I was just kind of contemplating life. You obviously saw my reaction on Netflix, kind of me just tweaking a little bit. I had like right in front of me was Hannah, who you also had on, and then Spencer was just right there, and I was just like, dang, like this is like that's my
Started
divine.
seeing red.
Yes, bro, I was, oh my goodness, and yeah, you can see my face was red. I was just really, I was mad. I was really mad to be out.
Well,
Yeah.
dang, you almost had it done.
I did, man.
And you almost completed it. But if you want another chance, you should get your Dalgona cookie at Sugar Art Supplies, the official Netflix cookies. So go ahead and order these things. Try them. I'm going to try mine. I got Star in this thing. I'm going to order some more, but I'm definitely going to give it a shot. So order your cookies at sugarartsupply.com, y'all. They're not sponsoring this video.
They're not sponsoring it?
No.
Oh, dang. Bro, go get a bag, DeAndre. Come on.
I mean, look, we working on it, all right? I'm trying to give them a little free promo right now. So go get your cookies at Sugar Art Supply.
Do it, bro.
I'm gonna get
some. Did you get that at the New York event?
So this was at the New York event, yes. We got this, and then we also got our little bear, too. So, and a couple other things. Hey, I'm gonna leave it here with something. I'm leaving here with something.
Yeah. If it wasn't the 4.56 million, I need something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
hey, my, slide me 100, please.
Hey, it just needs a little bit, my.
Come on now.
Well, yes, that's sadly where our friend 114's journey ends, is at the hands of the umbrella, like so many other worthy people who got out in that round. So, when you get out and you get back to the hotel, how you feeling?
I feel like I was done wrong, man. I felt like I didn't deserve to be done that early, but I also had come to terms with what had happened. I was sad, but also it was really fun. What made it so much better was I got out with a lot of the friends that I made, and I got to just talk to them outside of the game, see them in their regular clothes, just chop it up about more things. We had a lot of time in the dorm to talk, but I just got to learn about more people. I met a lot of people that I didn't meet in the dorm once we got out. So it was good to connect with a lot of people and go out and see London. So that kind of got my mind off things, but obviously I was sad, and I felt like I should have gone through a little farther.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, definitely.
Yeah.
100%. So when you finally get out of London, you get back to Michigan, tell me how you feeling then.
So again, I'm out of school. I have literally nothing ahead of me. Like, I didn't have a job lined up. I needed to get an internship for the summer, and just a lot of the they were telling us that it could be up to like 4 weeks or something. So I didn't plan on like applying for stuff because I didn't want to be gone while they were trying to like contact me without my my laptop or my phone. So had to work on some like actual work stuff, trying to get myself an internship. But I really was sad to be away from there because I knew, like, I got home, whatever, it was like 36 hours later, and also it was snowing, and I'm like, it's cold, I'm like, dude, this is not what I wanted to come home to at all. I was like, where's the sun at? Like, let me go, I don't know, frolic in the leaves or something. But yeah, I was a sad individual for a little bit, at least a week. I was like kind of down and out. So I was like, dang, I was that close to 4.56 million. It wasn't like super close in the game terms, but I had 180 something people in my way.
Yeah.
That's doable.
Yeah, no, definitely. You had I think after the first game, it got cut down so much to where it wasn't like in the palm of your hands, but it was like, oh, this is what I got to go through, and you don't really get that opportunity every single day or every year. So it definitely kind of was like, dang, like I missed out on, some circumstances that were just kind of unforeseeable, and I only could do so much about it. So I definitely understand where you coming through then. But yeah, man, I think you definitely had a tough, deck of cards handed to you. You just had the umbrella. Unfortunately, it was in your path, and in there, you definitely could have done it, but the pressure with the time and the atmosphere and the waiting and all these things combined, kind of get in your own way rather than if it was just like a casual setting doing it. So definitely, I think that matters a lot. But don't hang your head, man. What did you have anything that you kind of learned from the show or could take away from it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so appreciative. Like, okay, I'm a student. I really don't have anything crazy special about like me, like what I would do with the money type thing. So I felt like I was in a blessed position to just even be cast on the show. Like I was in the middle of class. I was in my economics class. I got a call, and I saw it was some weird number. It was in the middle of December, and I walk out, and it's my girl Brooke. She was like, "Hey, congratulations, you're chosen as one of the 456." I'm like, "Am I really?" Like, that is crazy. I'm just at this small college in Michigan. I'm just a student, 22 years old. I was 21 at the time, but it was crazy to me that I was even able to do this, and just like be a part of something historic and have so many people to do it with that are so cool, so pure. No real villains. I know you're saying 432. Like I mean,
no bad blood. I'm just going off the TV edit. No bad blood.
Okay. No, it's true.
Look,
no, you're right.
I saw him we talked at the finale event. We're fine. There's no issues.
Yeah. You didn't have any like beef with anybody, right? In the. I didn't know. Hey.
Look, man, I'm gonna give my perspective on some things when I do my episode. But yes, we had a little altercation in there, me and 432. So I had.
I didn't know this.
I
did not know this.
To feel how I felt. So.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Who's doing that episode?
I'm doing it.
Just by yourself?
I mean, I don't know who else is gonna do it with me.
Let me do it. I'll interview you, bro.
Oh.
Hey, he's like, I don't want you to.
I don't know if you know what questions to ask, Coach.
Hey, man, I'll watch this podcast back, man. No, I'm playing.
We'll see. I'll think about it.
No.
There was some things that transpired, but I'll get into that with that. But like I said, I have no hard feelings towards Brighton.
Yeah.
He's doing what he wants to do, and it's perfectly fine. I'm never gonna. I told him. I'll put it like this, just to touch base on this real quick. I told myself I was not gonna bash specific people in there, and he was one of those people I was never going to talk bad about on camera. I was never going to eliminate. I was never going to make an active adversary out of. That was not the plan going into the game when it came to strategy with other players. That was the last thing on my list,
without a doubt.
Now, unfortunately, things happened to where I wasn't too fond for some certain actions that took place. But before going into it, I wanted to work with him. I wanted to, have a mutual connection of like, okay, we're in this together type stuff. But
Yeah.
that's my thought.
Okay.
Small thoughts on
Hey.
it, and I'll just leave it at that for now.
Okay, I'm excited to hear your story on that because I did not know about that altercation. I knew he said some questionable stuff in there. So yeah, I mean, I wasn't like, we weren't like tight, but whatever. We chopped it up a few times. But yeah, and also just the fact that I have met, it was so cool to just hear all the experiences from so many different walks of life, like people from Botswana, Uganda, like England, all the English people. So cool. My guy Eric, Irish. It's cool to kind of have connections all around the world now. So I thought that's a really great takeaway from the show.
That's good.
And my guy DeAndre, come on. Hey,
Man.
are you in Kansas City or are you in New York?
New York.
Okay. Did you
But
move?
I go back and forth often, but I've been in New York the whole time.
Okay. You're the man.
So come through, come through. You can.
Yeah, dude, I need to. I'm so mad. I feel like I could have done the New York thing. I have a job, but I probably could have gotten some time off and gone out and seen y'all, seen the finale, because that was a very cool event. Really cool.
It was lit. It was lit. I was a little tricky getting inside, but we made it happen.
Really? It gave you a hard time?
I'll touch base on that later, but it was a little tricky. But yeah, no, it was a good time. Well, man, I'm glad you had a lot to take away from the show. Definitely is important, I think, more than anything. If you don't win, you got to learn something from your experiences and
without a doubt
that as well. So do you have any parting words before we get up on out of here?
Hey, man, DeAndre, again, you are the man. I appreciate you having me on. Yeah, keep doing your thing, man. I love seeing you grow. I'm following all your stuff that you're doing, so keep it up, bro.
I appreciate it. I'm trying out here for a little bit. We only got a few days left of the Squid Game content before we wrap it up like Christmas.
I know that's
at least
right.
I'm saying that. I'm saying that, but because once this interview comes out in a few days, pops, I feel like some people will be wanting to do one, but I'll just leave it at that.
Who?
I won't say on here. But I'm just saying that, So hopefully this is the last week. I didn't even plan on doing this week. I plan on stopping this past weekend. But the demand was there, and I was like, all right, I can do another week. We'll see. We will see. But as of now, this is the last week.
Okay. Well, that makes me more appreciative of having.
Of course, man. Of course, I'm more than happy to have you, man. You my dog, man. We connected a little bit. We connected a lot in the game, so I knew definitely. I wanted to keep in contact with you afterwards. I know we talked a little bit since then.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, keep doing your thing. You got a lot ahead of you. Just go for what you're trying to do. Don't settle for nothing less. Keep taking risks. Keep taking chances, and you're gonna end up exactly where you want to be. With a little bit of that and some hard work. So definitely keep at it, man. I got all the love for you, and if you ever need something, I'm always here.
My God, that means a lot coming from you. So I appreciate that.
All right, y'all. Well, till next time, we out here. Peace and blessings, and have a wonderful rest of your day.